It is because of karma. Swamiji, please answer. Will any soul or being willing to experience poverty or illness, is this become an unfulfilled desire? Please clarify. First thing, I wanted you to be very clear. If somebody is in poverty, they consciously chose it. Please understand, even if it hurts you, I have to tell the truth. That is why I am telling. Let me give you one small incident. It really happened in my life. It's a little mystical, but exactly as it happened, I am narrating. I can take a oath, I am stating the simple, straight facts. You can make out what you want to make out of this incident. In USA, one artistic child was brought to me for healing. They are from North India, settled in USA, maybe some 7-8-year-old child. They brought the child and asked me, Swamiji, this child is artistic, please heal him. And not a single person in their family or in their surroundings knows Tamil. I put my hand on the head of the child and started healing. In a pure village Tamil, in singular, not even in plural, in singular, that boy said, remove your hand. He just said in Tamil, remove your hand. I was shocked. Because the whole family, they are North Indian family, not a single person knows Tamil. And they said, no way this child can even hear a Tamil word. Because none of us speak and none of us know Tamil. He is growing with us. I thought maybe some spirit or ghost has possessed him. I asked him, who is speaking? He said, I am the owner of this body speaking. In Tamil he started speaking. I asked him, why are you asking me to remove my hand? I am healing you. He said, I don't want to be healed. He said, I do not want to take the responsibility of my life, going through the regular routine. I just wanted a life, comfortable life, somebody taking care of me. That's why I took this kind of a body and mind. I was shocked. I told, that is okay, your freedom, but your parents are such nice people. Why are you torturing them? Why did you took birth? They are such nice people. He said, I took birth because they are nice people. They will take care of me. They will not put me in the hospitals or asylums or somewhere else. They will take care of me. That's why I took birth in their family. This incident gave me a very big opening or clarity. Every soul, consciously or unconsciously, knowingly or unknowingly, chooses its place, birth and the lifestyle. That is what we call prarabdha. When you come down, create the body, you design. For some people it hurts. Understand? It hurts because you are not able to tolerate that you chose what you are having now. I tell you, we choose poverty sometimes because it's a big freedom. With wealth, too much of responsibility is there. It's a big bondage. So understand, start looking into yourself, why you chose what you chose. Maybe that can help you to enjoy and celebrate what you chose. Instead of constantly turning your attention and awareness towards cursing and abusing what you chose, if you start looking, why you would have chosen, what you would have chosen, you will see suddenly new things revealing, and you are exactly where you wanted to be. You are exactly where you wanted to be. That is ultimate truth. Whether it hurts or heals, truth is truth. Usually with little passions it heals, it never hurts. That is why I say karma is unfulfilled desires and experiences, your lifestyle and everything is straight away consciously chosen by you, and your present is the totality of the decisions you made in the past. Your future is going to be the totality of the decisions you are making in the present. So if you want, consciously you can alter, rearrange, edit, reduce, delete or recreate. You have freedom. How to start meditation? At what age one should start meditation? You are in right place. You will have the answer in few minutes. We will enter into the technique. Come for tomorrow and day after tomorrow sessions too. We will be entering into the deeper and deeper levels of methods and techniques. We always dream because we are away from reality, or try to achieve dream reality. If we do not dream, then what is life? This is one of the worst lie taught to you, because your universities and schools and societies are not able to teach you superconscious state. They taught you daydreaming state. Understand? Just because they are not able to teach, just because they compromised, let you not waste your life. Let you not miss the truth. Let you not miss the reality. Life can be lived without daydreaming, with superconscious vision. I always tell people, with daydreaming, these desires, before fulfillment, they will give you a deep restlessness. After fulfilling, suddenly you will see they are showing you emptiness. With vision, means superconscious lifestyle, thoughtless awareness lifestyle, before fulfilling, those visions will empower you, will show you the direction. After fulfilling, they will give you a deep satisfaction. There is a big difference between daydream life and superconscious life. There is only two choices. Either you will live a superconscious life or daydreaming life. If you are not living a superconscious life, be sure you are living a daydreaming life. But there is a great fear. If I stop daydreaming, how will I do next planning? How will I decide how to invest? How will I decide what my plans should be next? How will I invest? How will I decide what my life should be? Sometime, if your workers or subordinates convince you, without them your business cannot run. If you are convinced, they will start exploiting you. Same way, your mind has convinced you, without it, you cannot run your life. That conviction is what I call suffering. That is what I call the root of suffering. I tell you, when I say, I really mean, you can live without your daydreaming. You may ask, then how will I plan for my tomorrow? Usually, you are not planning, you are worrying. You are not planning, you are worrying. And even by your planning, you are only reproducing your past into the future. You are limiting your growth by planning. Because you do not have courage to live with the spontaneity, to live with your spontaneous visions happening, to live with the spontaneous revelations happening. Constantly you are struggling with your day-to-day planning and your life. People who had courage to trust their vision, their spontaneity, only they become genius. Only they become genius. Please understand, a little courage to enter into the life without daydreaming can just revolutionize. I can say this is what I call psychological revolution. Just try for 10 days. In 10 days, I don't think your whole life will be taken away from you. In 10 days, if it can be taken away, then it is not worth having. Let it be taken away. So just try for 10 days, life without daydreaming. Suddenly you will see the quality of spontaneity, and every one of you are visionaries. Because of your planning and daydreaming, the quality of having visions is suppressed. If you just remove the daydreaming, if you just remove the daydreaming and have little courage towards that quality of creating visions in you, quality of living with the spontaneity, you will see suddenly the visionary in you is awakened. People who live with superconsciousness never fail and miss in their decisions, because the depth of dilemma or the oscillation, mood swings will be very less. It will be very limited. When the mood swing and the depth of dilemma is limited, suddenly you will see so much of energy is saved and decision making becomes so sharp and straight. I always tell people, having freedom without intelligence is the worst suffering. Whenever this thousands of people are living in our ashrams around the world, when they don't listen to what I say, I tell them, all right, give him freedom. That is the worst suffering. That is the worst punishment. Just by the dilemma, he will die. Just by the dilemma, he will die. Nothing else needs to be done. Without intelligence, when the freedom is given, it will lead only to suffering. Our daydreaming is also nothing but dilemma. The intelligence is not there, but the freedom is there. That is what I call daydreaming. Somebody is asking, is a blissful state in one in which breathing pattern changes, it's deep and slow, and I can feel a wave of energy on the face. Is this a blissful state? I can say this is one of the symptoms of the blissful state. In the blissful state, actually the breathing pattern changes and the whole body feels the wave. This is one of the symptoms of the blissful state. This question I answered. We always dream because we are away from reality, or try to achieve dream reality. If we do not dream, then what is life? So Only kids need to dream to cope up with the reality. Even after growing, if you have to dream to cope up with the reality, we are mentally retarded. We have not grown. After the childhood or beyond the childhood. Can the experience of enlightenment be transferred through touch? Can I enter the Turiya state under the influence of the Master? It is possible. From time immemorial, the first gift was always given by the push from the Master. But to stay in that same state, you yourself should have gone through the psychological revolution. Ramakrishna was able to give only one glimpse to Vivekananda. But Vivekananda has to go through the psychological revolution to retain it. So, the experience can be given, a glimpse can be given by the touch of the Master. But if you need to retain it, surely you yourself need to go through that psychological revolution. Means living these great truths in reality. If a person focuses on his work with intensity, does that person need meditation? This is again a hypothetical question. If a person focuses his work, nobody can focus without meditation. Will meditation in the beginning produce any bad side effects? No. No side effect except bliss and health. Is there any meaning in the dream I am seeing? There is no meaning even in the world which you are seeing. What about the dream? Even the world which you are seeing has no meaning. So, forget about the meaning of the dreams which you are seeing.